Hey guys, Scott here, and as many of you know, I'm having a very stressful day. We've had a major setback with the GoFundMe program for Marcela, but we're going to give you guys an update on her as it has been some time, and she just passed her final chemio, but she's still in Managua, so she's not able to be here for an update today, and she won't be on the live stream this afternoon. But for those who are not aware, make sure you join our live stream on Thursday evenings. That's today, in kind of the late afternoon. It's Central Time, which is Mountain U.S., about 5 or 6 o'clock. We're going to get started most likely. I will do my best to be on at a good time. I am, as many of you know, working absolutely insane hours trying to hold things together at the business, and so I am outrageously busy, which has added to other problems, which we're going to catch you up with. So many of you got a notification today that GoFundMe returned everyone's money. I'm going to explain what's going on and what you can do there, and have some patience with us. We are terrified and stressed beyond imagination with everything that's going on there, and really upset with how they've handled it at GoFundMe, but we're working on that, and we'll keep you guys updated and give you an update on with her right after the bump. Like I said, today's Thursday. It's our live stream day, so you can expect to be seeing us on the live stream later today. You can get on in real time, ask questions, see what's going on, and so forth. We're definitely going to cover a lot of things today. It's a Thursday, but I'm getting this video out quickly because we've had a disastrous morning. This morning, the first several people, obviously, but the first person sent me a note. Hey, I just got my money that I donated to Marcela kicked back to me. What's going on? We're like, oh no. So we started looking, and even in GoFundMe, no information, not a single thing. You go into the website, everything's fine. They just act like the campaign just restarted, and I'm like, this is super confusing. Then we started digging, trying to figure out what happened. But before that, what's going on with Marcela at this point? So we're through 12 chemotherapy treatments. So that's 24 weeks, roughly, of that process has been done. So she is done getting chemo, which is a huge milestone. Boy, is she feeling better about having survived to this point. Those things have been so painful, so awful this whole time. It's just been really, really rough. And she is so thankful for all the love and support and the financial resources that you guys have been providing. It really has been helping her get through. So that's the first piece, right? So she went through the surgeries last year. This coming, I think it's in 2 weeks, we actually hit our first year of dealing with this. It was in July last year that we discovered something was wrong. Didn't know it was cancer for some time. So this is an entire year that she's been dealing with being very, very sick. And actually, some of her worst was actually a year ago. That was the point at which she started losing the ability to breathe, and of course it took a few months before it really got to the point where she was like deathly asphyxiating all the time, but starting in July, if you go back to the episode where she made repochetas, that was the last time we were able to film her feeling good. She started going downhill really quickly after that. And coming up, we are going to, not with Marcela obviously, we are going to be doing the march up to the 14 next week on the 7th. I'm doing my best to be there. We thought I was going to have to travel for work. I don't. So all my joints hurt. I'm going to try to march anyway. I've just not been out doing that enough, and it's an important event, and some of you guys are coming out. So anyone who wants to come out on the 7th and march with us to support Nicaragua and show some history and solidarity, come out and march up the hill with us. Janet's husband is marching up the hill. He'll be with us, or riding kind of along with us, but helping organize a little bit. I don't have all the details. I'm hoping in a day or two. My life is so hectic that even knowing what day things are going on is a major undertaking. But so Marcela has struggled through the chemo. That portion we believe has been going well. Getting feedback is one of the things that's very difficult with the hospitals here. There's a lot of like care. We're very happy about that. But getting like really good feedback and information about what's going on and status, and that's been really hard. So there's a lot of just remaining in the dark going on. For everyone, Marcela included. But so the best that we can tell, the chemo has gone well as far as actually doing the treatments that it needs to do. The process has been insanely painful for her. And of course, she's not been able to cook. She's not been able to take care of her kids. She's a single mom with two children. It's been a struggle. Her home is here in Leon, but the care is in Managua. She's had to live with family in Managua, has very little ability to work. Luckily, she's still getting a salary, but she hasn't been able to go to work really in any significant way in a year. She's it's been a very hard process, and she's constantly having to live out of other homes. She's had to switch where her kids go to school. She has to pay for people to take care of her kids, pay for people to cook, pay for every little thing, because even though the healthcare is free, all those little accoutrements of life, all the little things you have to deal with, the travel everywhere, it just never ends. There's so many expenses that come up with that. So as far as we can tell, at this point, her open lung surgery, kind of went well. That was about 8 months ago. Her chemotherapy treatments seem to have gone well. She's able to breathe again. She seems to be fighting the cancer. That seems to be moving in a positive direction. That's where, good feedback on exactly what the status is there. Very hard to get. The worst part has been the chemo itself. She finds the whole process just so painful. I mean, chemo is always painful, of course. For her, it's way more painful than it is for the average person. And she's allergic. We've talked about this a bit. She's allergic to the painkiller, the pain treatments that they use for people on this particular type of chemo, and they don't have an alternative. That's one of the difficulties in Nicaraguan healthcare, is that while the care is quite good, they don't always have the variety, the alternative options that a lot of other larger markets would have. And so there's so few people with this allergy. Like, there's only 1 or 2 people. They just can't have medicine for those alternatives necessarily on hand, especially when it's only used for so much time. So she's through that now. That has been so painful and so hard, and I feel that she's lost so much morale because that process has been so painful. But now she gets several weeks off, at least 3 weeks off, which is more. She's every 2 weeks since January has been this incredibly painful chemo. So now she gets to get a little bit of a break from anything. Lots of doctor's appointments, of course, but not a heavy-duty treatment for a little while. And then in late July, she has a date, an appointment with the doctors to go see and find out about what comes next. Now, we know that radiation therapy is what comes next. She has to get, she has a tumor in her chest that is not, the chemo just has not done anything for it. It is not inside her lung, though. It's inside her chest cavity. It's thoracic. And so they're doing radiation therapy in the hopes of irradiating that and getting rid of it. Of course, radiation can be very painful, but she's been so like, for her, chemo is such a painful thing, and the allergy, like, at some point the painkiller was worse than the chemo. This was so devastating for her. So I'm pretty confident that the radiation is going to be much easier for her than the chemo has been. So fingers crossed that is true, and that it's effective. And we're getting information about that somewhere near the end of July. So we have a little bit of break now. We're hopefully just information and some rest for her, and hopefully she starts to feel better as she gets distance between her and the chemo. I'm recording this on Thursday. Her last chemo was Monday, so we've only been 72 hours. Today, as I'm recording all this, as we're going through the GoFundMe disaster, her small son sent me a voice message that she had collapsed in the street while trying to take care of some errands because she doesn't have enough people to help her out with things. So she was alone in the sunlight and ended up at the market trying to deal with stuff because there just is no resources. The combination of her having to be in Managua to deal with the hospitals and all of her potential resources being here in Leon is just been so hard. And so all the GoFundMe and everything from you guys has been so important for that. So we're going to talk about that now because that's the future, right? Where radiation is coming. We don't have information for a little while. Hopefully she's able to come to Leon in a week or so and then actually stay for a while because when she's here, she tends to start to feel better. And when she's in Managua, she tends to go downhill quite a bit, although partially that's because she does the treatments in Managua. But so the GoFundMe, something happened, and I think it's pretty straightforward. I think we didn't put enough paperwork on because we weren't actually pulling the money out. I've been fronting the money to Marcela as she uses it because she's trying to use it as sparingly as possible, but has gone through, the majority of it, as is needed. So she's paying for her bill. So I've been fronting the money and taking on some debt to do that. But I mean, I know it's coming from the GoFundMe. So it's like, okay, just trying to keep it liquid so that she has access to it when she needs it. And so I think there wasn't enough information on the GoFundMe because we weren't actually pulling money out. We thought GoFundMe was holding it. They kept showing the money, said they had it. It was all good. And then apparently, and this is this is on me, right? But this is really confusing. GoFundMe only emails you, which I never use that email. Nothing that I did they ever say they're going to email me. They don't ask for an email address when I sign up, right? It's all done through authentication systems. And they've been sending, apparently, messages in Spanish, which is not a problem because I haven't seen them. So the fact that they're in Spanish is irrelevant, but it's super weird that they're emailing me in Spanish because the whole thing's done out of the U.S. and through a U.S. account and in English and who knows. But so they're sending me emails in Spanish. And apparently we're asking for additional paperwork, but never actually asked for it anywhere and didn't notify me that they were sending me messages. And I check the GoFundMe webpage constantly and everything was fine. There was no problems at all. No messages waiting. No, you need to do anything, nothing. And so suddenly to what was us, no warning, it just refunded the entire campaign, which was $4,500 had been raised or a few dollars short of it. But it said at some point that we had hit 4,500 and it just returned it all. And so all this money that she's been living on that we've been loaning her is now gone. And all the money she had for the future is now gone. And she's in terrible shape. Now, GoFundMe, I went in and I put in all the paperwork, did all the things to make sure that wouldn't happen again. Now everybody got their money back, right? No money is lost to the universe. Whoever had donated, they have it back. And I verified with people that they've gotten it back. But she desperately needs that money back, but please don't send it quite yet. This is Thursday that I'm recording this. I'm trying to get everything verified on the site. It says that it's waiting for more information from me, but like other communications, it doesn't say what other thing it's waiting for. I go into the thing that says provide more paperwork. It doesn't ask for anything. It's everything's filled out. You go into the do it again. Nothing's missing. No errors. No nothing. There's no communications. So I'm trying to get that figured out and make sure that's done before everybody starts trying to do this again. But please be prepared to redonate, or if you've not donated before, please, this is now desperate because this went from, we were kind of scraping by before to now it's a financial disaster. And so this is so bad, that they did this. I'm so hurt by how GoFundMe handled this, but there's not really an alternative that we can turn to. Like we have to make this work. But this is truly awful. Some people have already given money back. Some of it's starting to come back. But anyone who has given, please go and give that money back again, but give me a day or two. I'm trying to get this paperwork figured out. I'm going to call them if by tomorrow they don't have this figured out and be like, I don't even know how to contact them. Right. And all their FAQs don't have anything about this. Like, this seems like a really obvious thing. Like, it's asking for this. How do you get a status? They don't have any status. It's really weird. Like, it should say, waiting for verification or something. It doesn't. It says, please provide additional information. You click on it and they have nothing to provide. So very frustrated, very scared at this point. She's having a really rough day because all of her funds, for the future are gone at the moment. So that is where we are. That's what's happened today. That is her current status. And if you have questions, of course, hop on the live stream. She will not be there this week. Hopefully next week she can be there. And that's our current status. So coming up, radiation therapy. We're really hopeful that goes well. And we really don't have a final, like, where is the Hodgkin's lymphoma at this point. It was stage 4 when we started. There's been no talk of it spreading to other areas, but she does have these tumors and things in places, but it's lymphatic, so that can happen. Like, we're very much in an unknown state right now, but the chemo process has been so brutal to her that there's no way to tell if she's improving or anything, in general, because the chemo's been so bad. So hopefully in a few weeks, once she's away from the chemo, we're going to start having some real feedback as to how she feels and how things are going. But that is the Marcela status right now. So thank you everyone who's been supporting her. Please help us get through this financial disaster that's happened. And, of course, keep her in your prayers, keep her in your thoughts, keep sending her messages, follow up with her whenever you can. And we'll keep you up to date as to what's going on with the GoFundMe mess. Get in the comments. I'll try to comment back on this. I'll have other videos as I try. I don't have a good mechanism for communicating with everyone. All the emails, any communications, any posting channels that they're worth or GoFundMe, all that's gone. We have no way to know who gave. Like, it's truly a disaster. I can't believe GoFundMe works this way and has no notification mechanism inside the app that you could be watching it, actively using it, and it would just vanish without the slightest indicator. And even after it went, there's no indication. as to anything. So it's a rough day for sure, but we're working on getting things back on track. So thanks everybody. Like and subscribe. Watch another video. Join us this afternoon. Go prepare to donate again. Make sure you did get your money back and all that stuff. And I will see all of you tomorrow.